Welcome to Costa Rica. In this video, I take you with me on our girls-only, females flying solo group trip to Costa Rica and take you behind the scenes and show you exactly what we got up to on this 10-day adventure through Costa Rica. The trip started off in San Jose with a welcome dinner in a lovely restaurant. We all got to know each other and then went out to try some chili guaro shot. This was a really fun evening, getting to know everyone and where everyone was from. The next day we got up bright and early and loaded up the van because today we are driving from San Jose to Cope San Juan, which is where we are going to be staying with the community at the homestay. Our first stop of the day was this amazing cafe with this unreal view. We have just had the most amazing breakfast buffet. It was so good in this local restaurant. Oh my god, it's so loud here though. This cafe was the second stop on our trip. We had a traditional Costa Rican breakfast buffet. It was such a cute stop and I think the breakfast here was my favourite that we had by far in the trip. We made a little stop at a waterfall which is absolutely stunning. This is on our way to the homestead. This was the house that we stayed in. There was about 2 or 3 girls per family and there's 13 families in the community. The first activity of the day was a cooking class and here we learned how to make the traditional enucados from cassava. We got a demonstration on how to make an enucado from one of the mamas from the community and then we all of course attempted at making our own ones. This was such an amazing activity and the fact that this cassava was literally homegrown and farm to table made it even more special. We had options to put different types of filling inside and then once we finished our enucados, we then gave them to Mama and then she would take care of all the frying. Finally, we all sat down together to have lunch after, which was so tasty, and we also all had a glass of tamarind juice, which you have to try if you are in Costa Rica. This was one of my favourite drinks ever. After that, we all took a tractor ride through the jungle, through the crops. This was so fun. Like, we actually got to see loads of sloths, toucans, and even howler monkeys, which was such a unique experience. After about a 30-40 minute tractor drive through the jungle, we arrived at this stunning lake where we all went for a swim and enjoyed a fresh coconut, got to know each other and had some really nice chat. Then it was time to head back to the homestay. We had a little bit of free time to just chill and relax, get to know our mamas, and then when it came to dinner time, each mama prepared a dish, so we all got to try lots of different yummy foods. And then after dinner, we all gathered around a bonfire and just shared everything that we were grateful for from that day. In the morning, our mama prepared breakfast for us, so each of the girls had breakfast with the family which they were staying at. It was so tasty, and then afterwards she took us to the lake outside her house to show us her crocodile.
You can hear the kids playing. This community is actually fully run by women. There's about 13 families here. There's a school, a college. Super grateful to have this experience and sad to leave. It's such a shame we're only here for one night.
After breakfast, it was time to say goodbye to our mamas, all get one final group pic and load up the van because today we're driving to La Fortuna. In La Fortuna, there are lots of optional activities that are very adventurous that you can do, like whitewater rafting, rappelling, kayaking and more. So we stopped at this activity place to book onto those for the next day. I'm a bit of a scaredy cat and I'm not the most adventurous person, so I just enjoyed this welcome drink instead whilst all the other girls booked their activities for the next day.
So this is one of the first stops in La Fortuna. We have come to the El Santo swimming hole. It's super nice. There's so many people here. Like there's like a rope swing and people keep jumping in. The girls had a good go and they've done a really good job. We're all just chilling in the swimming hole and I just got myself a little bit. I don't really want to go in the water because I just don't fancy it. So I'm just taking pictures of everyone and just observing, just chilling. After here, we're going to go back to our hotel, we're going to check in properly, have some chill time, and then this evening we go to the hot springs, which I'm really excited for.
After getting some food during our free time, it was time for the hot springs. We arrived before sunset, which meant we got to experience this during the day and during the night, which was actually really cool. And this was definitely one of my favorite activities. I think everyone had a really good time and enjoyed this, and we also stayed here for dinner after too. Day 4 in La Fortuna was, for some of us like me, because I didn't book onto any additional activities, a free day, so I just drank lots of coffee and explored some of the shops, but most of the other girls booked onto the additional activities such as whitewater rafting, rappelling, or a chocolate and coffee farm tour.
I'm just a girl. I'm just a girl.
Day 5, we were leaving La Fortuna, and today we were traveling to Monteverde. We did not have much luck with the weather. As you can see, it was super rainy, but we still maintained a really positive attitude. We did go out the night before in La Fortuna, so a couple of us were a little bit hungover. The journey to get here was around 3 to 4 hours, and we got a private van, a little boat, and then another private van, which was a really fun day.
We have arrived, crossed Lake Arno, and we're hungover. We all went out last night.
Activity number 1 in Monteverde was the hanging bridges. This was optional, so not all of us did do this. It was around £40 to enter, but it was really a cool experience to just see this sort of like different ecosystem. The girls that didn't want to join did just stay back and relax, got some food, and some of us even went bungee jumping. In the evening, it was time for the night safari. It was still quite rainy, so we did have to get some emergency raincoats. I would always advise packing a raincoat with you if you're traveling somewhere tropical like Costa Rica. We got to see lots of different animals. I don't have the best videos because they were really quite far away, but it was really cool to see like toucans, snakes, lots of different insects. This was a really unique experience that I've never done before.
We have just finished all the zip lining, and I'm so proud of myself because at the end there's like a swing that's like a Tarzan, and you literally just swing. It was such a nice activity to have included in from Monteverde. It's like 10-15 minutes in the coach to get here. It's amazing. We did the longest zip line in Latin America, which is just crazy, and we did it in like the Superman position where you're like flying. This is what you have to do when you forget your raincoat. Not happy. Should have listened to my mom. Oh my god, bitch!
After Monteverde, we took the ferry over to Santa Teresa, and we were so excited to finally leave the jungles and get to the beach. We were staying in such a lush and vibey hostel, which is just a couple of minutes walk away from the beach. It was very chill vibes and just super zen. We couldn't check in right away because the hostel rooms weren't ready, so we did go and grab lunch from the bakery. I highly recommend that you check this place out when you go. And then afterwards we headed down to the beach and got ourselves ready for a private yoga class right on the beach. This was like pre-sunset vibes, just so wholesome, and we had the most amazing teacher. It was so nice to just stretch out our bodies. Then we got some coconuts on the beach and enjoyed the sunset. In the evening, we went out to Banana Beach Club for some cocktails, food, drinks, and a little boogie, which was a really fun night. On day 9, the optional activity is a boat trip day with a snorkeling tour around Isla Tortuga. So the girls that did do this said they had the most amazing time, and the ones that didn't, like me, we all just chilled at the beach club again and just had a very wholesome time. When everyone got back, we all went to the beach, played some music, had some drinks, and watched the sunset.
And now it's the final day. So today is the day that everyone takes a day trip to Montezuma, goes to the town, the beach, and a waterfall. Me and another girl couldn't come because she wasn't feeling very well, so I stayed with her, which I didn't want her to be alone, so I stayed with her. And then I'm going to head out for a couple of hours to get some work done and get a coffee and wait for everyone to get back. And then it's our final night. We're going to go out for our final dinner together, and that's it. That's the end of the first female solo trip in Costa Rica. I can't actually believe how quick this time has gone.
Thanks so much for watching. If you want to see more content from our Costa Rica trip, then just follow us on Instagram at Females Flying Solo. And if you want to come along on the trip, then the link is in the description to book your spot for the November trip. Be sure to subscribe if you want to see more content from our Females Flying Solo trips. The next ones coming up will be from Colombia and Japan.